Mander.
Hi.
We're back again on our bullshit. Per usual.
Back on that
not live.
bullshit.
How we like it. Yeah.
Yep. Hoping my internet holds out for a while.
Yeah. It's Amanda on the shit show train this time.
Mm-hmm.
Usually all the problems I have, she's having.
Yeah, I was half an hour late, and my internet decided to, like, my internet only started, like, acting up as soon as we were about to start. I'm like, you weren't doing this the entire time. I was, like, from the time I came home until now. So, in the 2 hours, I'm like, this is nonsense. Bullshit. My internet's also back on its bullshit, okay?
Yes. Speaking of bullshit, what you're listening to
our bullshit.
Our bullshit is the Neurodivergent Convergence podcast. My name's Nikki. That's Amanda. Say hi, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
We are two neurodivergent best friends traveling the neuroverse together because we are living in a neurotypical world and we are not neurotypical girls. Amanda, what are we talking about this week?
We are following up on our conspiracy theory episode. Because we had so much. Like, we could have probably talked longer and split it up, but we're like, no, let's just stop here and just continue somewhere else.
Do you want to tell the story of how I absolutely did not understand? I did not pick up what you were dropping down when we recorded that episode. Just because I was like, oh shit, that was one of those moments where you were not explicit enough, and my tism said, just okay, and moved on from the thing. Go ahead.
If I remember what you're talking about, I basically was like, oh, like, we could probably make this longer and split it up into 2 episodes, meaning, I mean, in my mind, I was seeing it as, oh, let's record longer, because I think it was like an hour and 20 minutes or something. Like, oh, if we record maybe just like half an hour longer, we could then split it up into 2 parts. And then we're like, we'll just continue next time. It's like, oh, okay. I wasn't explicit enough, I guess. That's okay.
Yeah.
I gotta learn to voice my thoughts.
Yeah, it right over my head. I thought she meant let's just make it a 2-part episode, as in like we'll stop recording for tonight and then pick up another day. She meant let's do the outro, cut it here, like, and then re-pick up without breaking our recording and make that a completely separate episode, like a smart person. I did not get. I know compute. So
it's okay.
So yeah. If you want to know why I have a towel on my head, you'll have to stick around until the fuckery portion of this episode. I was just going to show the world. You can, I mean, if you pay attention hard enough, you can see there's clearly, it looks like hair is missing here. It's not missing. It's just very fucking light. This is not the end result, but I petered out a little too quick. I put a little too much time and effort into this bit, and then was like, oh shit, I have to record. I'm definitely not going to have the energy to finish this job after I record. So stick around to the fuckery portion, and I will explain after the fuckery. And I will even take the towel off and show you after the fuckery.
Oh, she's taking the towel off, guys.
Taking my towel off.
Set it for mature content.
For now, y'all are getting the towel, and you're just going to have to speculate. For now. I will not elaborate further. But anyway, in the effort to be expedient, because Amanda's internet could take a hike at any given time, I suppose we let the people know who are first listening to us what we fucking do here quite quickly. We have the fun at the beginning portion of the episode. We have the juicy middle content, which is creamy middle content. I interchanged them, which is the episode topic. Brain no work. Episode topic. So fun is the first cookie. The creamy middle goodness is our topic. And then pretend there's another hand. The fuckery is the other cookie. Okay? Is the back half cookie, which builds our double stuffed Oreo of our episode. Okay? So our fun portion right now has been rolling through Mad Libs. Right now, we are still in our adult Mad Lib. We have finished 2 Mad Libs before this. If you want to listen to the compiled audio from each of those Mad Libs prior, please head on over to our Patreon, linked in the show notes, where we have 3 tiers that you can sign up under, a $3, a $5, and a $10. They are the Inclined, the Loyal, and the Fellowship. You may find more information on that over there. Go check it out. While you're at it, check out the link for the merch. We have a merch store through TeePublic. If you're for some reason having a problem with that link, please let us know. I was having a little bit of issues with it earlier, trying to make sure that it was working. So if for some reason the one that I did find that seemed to be working stops working, please let somebody know. You can do that by sending us an email. You can comment on something on Facebook, reach out in a DM, whatever you got to do. So that's housekeeping to begin with. We have a merch store now. We have a Patreon now. Please go check that out. We would absolutely fucking fall over dead if we get more than like 3 people interested in being on this Patreon. So we will appreciate every single one of you. Moving on. Let's start our Mad Lib. Aminder, I have words for you.
You do? Fantastic.
I do.
And we're on the birthday dinner invitation?
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, buddy. Okay.
We skipped it and done this for our birthday thing. But that's okay.
That's okay. Okay, so I need a plural noun.
Bitches.
Bitches. Person in room, male.
Jeremy.
Jeremy. Same person in room, male.
Jeremy.
Okay.
Again.
I don't know why they just didn't change that to like last name or something.
Right.
Adjective.
Ridiculously loud. Get an adverb and an adjective.
Ridiculously loud. Noun.
Rapid onset diarrhea.
Oh, geez.
I'm sure you remember where that might have come from.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I sure do.
I'll tell that story too on the fuckery portion.
Oh, jeez. Noun.
Shame, of which I have none.
No shame. No shame in her game. Verb ending in ing.
You already know what it is. Fucking.
Fucking. That's when Pee Wee Herb comes in with, they said the word. Word of the day. Plural noun.
Hoes.
Bitches and hoes.
As in them hoes crazy. Not like bitches. A water hose.
Verb ending in ing.
Beating.
Beat it. Beat it.
Oh my god, that also was in my head. Beat it. Beat it.
I love the Weird Al version too. The eat it. That's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Noun.
Suppository.
Yeah.
Yeah, gross.
I never had to take one of those. I never hope to.
Me either, and I hope to not either as well.
So I don't want to shove anything up my butt. Thank you.
Nope.
Noun.
Broken umbrella.
Ella.
You can stand under my umbrella.
Except you can't because it's broken. Noun.
This is really long, and I'm sorry, but I was staring at my pill bottle, and I was remembering how my grandmother used to save quarters in her pill bottles and like give them to us kids as like little allowances and shit. She'd give us a pill bottle full of quarters, so it's quarters in a child-proof pill bottle. Gotta love Grammy.
Child-proof pill bottle. Man, my writing's horrible right now.
That's okay.
Noun.
Lumpy pillow.
Lumpy pillow. Plural noun.
Dollar Tree gift cards.
Plural noun.
Rotten tomatoes.
Like the website. Adjective.
Opulent. It's opulence, darling.
Yes. Part of the body.
Uvula. Oh, no. Oh, I thought your internet fucked off for a second. I was like, oh, shit. You froze for like a hot second. I was like, no.
And last, verb past tense.
because there's no rules about repeating words. Fucked.
Okay. Birthday dinner invitation. What?
My mic fucked off and laid down on me. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Dear family and bitches, you are invited to the surprise birthday of my father, Jeremy Von Jeremy. Many of you know him. That's why I'm like, why don't you do his like first name, last name or something?
Oh, shit.
Many of you know him by his nickname, Old Ridiculously Loud Rapid Onset Diarrhea. Usually nicknames are not supposed to be longer than the actual names, but
I was hoping it was good. Oh shit. Okay, go.
Though I refer to him as the man who ignored me my entire life because he was too busy building his shame empire, fucking on my mom with his rotating cast of pretty hoes, and beating endless rounds of golf.
Oh shit.
It makes so much fun. Fucking on my... It'd be funny if I was like fucking around with my mom.
Yeah.
Fucking on my mom with his rotating cast of pretty hoes. Dad was a cheater. Okay.
Dad was a hoe.
Fucking Jeremy. Okay.
Fucking Jeremy.
There is so much to celebrate about my absentee suppository, like the way he never came to a single base broken umbrella game I played, or when he refused to pay for college when he found out I was majoring in art quarters in a childproof pill bottle. And then there was the time he hit on my lumpy pillow at our engagement party after a few too many gin and Dollar Tree gift cards. What an appetite for life he has. Let us gather at Royal Rotten Tomatoes Country Club to honor this person who some of us love. Though he has an opulent heart and may very well suffer a uvula attack at the excitement of the occasion, please keep your lips fucked. We wouldn't want to spoil it for the guest of dishonor.
Keep your lips fucked.
Primed and ready to go. No.
That one was good. Jeremy Von Jeremy.
or as people like to call him, ridiculously loud rapid onset diarrhea.
Oh my god. We might have to make Von Jeremy's actual last name.
Yeah, because it's like we call him Jeremy the second cat, but that's not his like Jeremy's his name, and we don't have a last name for him. It's like, what's your last name? Like, you know, him and Velvet ever get married or something. It's like, I'm we present Jeremy Von Jeremy. It should be like, is that really your last name? Yeah.
Velvet Von Jeremy.
Or I think she's progressive enough that she would keep her original name.
Keep her, Velvet Gray, or make him take her last name because
Jeremy Gray.
Because his is shitty. I like Jeremy Gray. That's better. Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Okay. Well. Oh shit. What? Oh god. Why is our music playing? What did I do? I didn't even touch nothing. Shut up.
Did you press spacebar or something?
I don't know. Oh, I might have hit the enter key when I moved my thing back, my keyboard back, but I didn't know it was going to make the music play. Oops.
Maybe if you're highlighting it, it will.
Ooh, good call. Good call. Good call. Okay, well, time to do the creamy middle goodness content shit.
Julie, do the thing.
Julie, do the thing. Amanda is going to take the reins today because my cognitive
function is not great.
Cognitiveness. The brain is not braining.
Brain no work today.
Yeah, it's actually kind of fucking scary, but we're not going to get into that today. We talked enough about my medical problems. It's just not working. So Amanda's going to do the thing. Julie, do the thing.
Before we get into it, so if you're anywhere like in the Midwest, so we just had like a bunch of tornadoes, and so we literally had one that was probably about less than 10 miles away from my house. Like there's a picture of it there's like a lake between like my town and like where the town my parents live, and there's like video of the tornado from that lake, like Jesus. Viewing it from the lake. And so anyway, I called my dad once I learned that there was a tornado literally on his side of town coming towards him. And my father, the old man that he is, I call him and I said, "Hey, just so you know, there's a tornado." He goes, "Well, and he can sleep through anything," which is partly why I called him, to make sure he was aware of the situation. And he lives in a trailer, so he would get blown away quite expeditiously.
Yeah.
So so I call him and he goes, "Well, I'm watching the news and they don't say anything about a tornado." I'm like, "Well, there is one. Maybe turn it to this other news station because they're reporting it." And he goes, "Well, I have my shoes on in case I need to, jump in the ditch behind my house." Mind you, this man
Sir.
walks with a cane. So so him trying to imagine him trying to make it down his porch stairs, across his yard, and into the ditch behind his house, just in case, like, in a fast enough time as a tornado was coming towards him. Well, he decides to walk outside while he's still on the phone with me, and I can hear the sirens in the background. He goes, "Huh, the sirens are going off." Because granted, he's also like half deaf. Though he doesn't want to admit that. And I go, "Yes, the sirens are going off because there's a fucking tornado on its way to your
Oh,
house."
you. Right.
And then so he goes, and he has like a metal roof over his porch, and he goes, "Huh, it's hailing." "Yes, Dad, that it is. It sure is." And like I
Jesus
said,
Christ.
this storm, I live west of him, so this storm hit us first, and like our sirens went off, and we had hail and everything, but nothing really happened beyond that. And so I'm like, I wanted to say, like, "Dad, you were acting very nonchalant for a guy who walks in it with a cane, who lives in a trailer in the path of a tornado. He's fine, everything's fine." Like, I think the tornado mainly hit like farms and like places, because the damage I saw. Because then later that night or later that day, there was two more tornadoes in the town after that. And so what I can tell, most of the damage was to like barns and pole barns, stuff like that. So I don't know if anyone got hurt. I know Tennessee got hit a lot worse, like it actually killed people.
Yeah.
But we tend to luck out here in my town because we're right past the Mississippi River. And so it kind of dies down once it hits the river,
Yeah.
for the most part. But so that was my exciting not yesterday, day before? I don't remember anymore. I don't remember. My days are all messed up. Oh, it was yesterday because it was the 15th anniversary of our May 8th storm, which the May 8th storm
Yes.
was, we had an inland hurricane. Its technical term is a derecho, but we call it inland hurricane because it literally spun with an eye like a hurricane in the Midwest, like southern Illinois. 100-mile-an-hour winds after days of rain knocked over so many trees. Like, we were without power for 6 days, and it's like, oh, happy 15th anniversary to the May 8th storm today. That's
Here's
cool.
some tornadoes.
I know, here are tornadoes. But
yeah, I called my grandpa yesterday because it was his birthday. It's his birthday. So like I called him and I was like, "Grandpa, what the hell, man? Like the 15 years ago you fucked up your birthday by having a derecho storm and now you done did it again with tornadoes." I said, "My poor sister is in a goddamn vault at her work right now." And he goes, "Yeah, well, this is every May 8th. Just get used to it. This is just what we do." Like, see, you had to make them miss you. You don't live down there no more, so you had to, do a little redo of 15 years ago, huh? And he was like, "Yep, that's just how I roll." You know my grandpa.
Yeah. And then like later that night, the sirens went off again, but it was so like deathly quiet, and so, like, I had to open the window because like the sirens are just far enough away that I have to be outside or have the window open, be standing at the window, straining to hear the sirens. Like, I wouldn't have known that they were going off if it wasn't for a friend of mine saying that they were going off. And so I like got dressed and packed a bag in case I needed to like run, but because I too live in a trailer, so I would be tornado food at that point. So anyway, just wanted a little life story.
Life update.
So yes, conspiracy theories. So we talked about how some people think, or what was it, Mary was impregnated by an alien or something, and that's Jesus half alien, and all that mess.
Well, that was my theory. I don't know if other people believe that.
Yeah,
that was my theory.
Yeah,
that was my theory.
The angel that visited her was an alien.
Yeah.
So instead of Jesus now being a demigod, because he's son of God, but son of a woman as well, so a demigod, he's now a half alien.
Right.
which
That's
like I
my
said,
half-baked idea for sure.
after watching too many what's that
Ancient
show?
aliens.
Ancient
Ancient
Aliens.
aliens.
Yeah. Um so anyway, the I don't really have, I guess, I went to go see Fall Guy on Tuesday, and which is
Okay.
pretty good. It had Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt in it, where he plays a stunt man and she plays a director, and they're like had like an on and off again relationship, and it's cute. And anyway, one of the trailers for it was a movie called Fly Me to the Moon, I think. Yeah, Fly Me to the Moon. And it's basically a story of like Apollo 11, like the first, moon landing. And but then it ties in the what if the moon landing was fake? And so
Gotcha.
like it shows them like getting ready to do the moon landing, like the preparations, all that. But then they're like, well, we don't know if this is gonna work, so we have a backup plan. So they hire, I think it's Scarlett Johansson was the character, where she will direct like the video of the fake moon landing in case the real moon landing didn't work
Oh.
or whatever, to like, But anyway, I'm like, it just made me also think of this episode. I'm like, because there's already enough people that think the moon landing is faked. I'm like, is this movie gonna be like, see, I told you so,
Right.
with people? But so I think the one I wanted to talk about more, I don't know if I mentioned it last time or not, but it was the one about Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
which isn't actually like conspiracy theory. Like it's more like everyone just kind of, I think it's like one of those things that the internet collectively came together and agreed upon, that he
Yeah.
did, unalive, like he did not unalive himself. Um, and so I watched a video recently, and I'm sorry, I'm really bad at like remembering details about things, but basically, it all come down to he was originally in a cell with someone, and I don't know if he was on suicide watch the first time or not, but he was in a cell with someone, but then he got, for some whatever reason, got put into a cell by himself, was on suicide watch, but at which the guards were supposed to check on like every half hour. But the guards either didn't do that, like they were either like playing something on playing a game on a computer, or fell asleep or something.
Both.
Plus, all the cameras around his cell, mysteriously, the video footage was damaged, or the camera wasn't
Mhm.
working at that time, in the time of the unaliving. And never mind the fact that, he had a whole list of all these people that, went to his island, that were clients of his, all of this. And um and then his girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, like had fled the country, or not fled the country, but basically came out of like the limelight by this point, to where she, like, no one could find her. No one knew where she was, and she'd been in trouble for also like being a helper, and also like trafficking young girls for Jeffrey and his friends. Um, and I didn't know this, but she was rich as fuck. Like her dad was the video called him the Trump of the UK. Like her dad was, I want to say he was Jewish, but I don't know if he was like Ukrainian, Polish, something like that. But
I don't remember.
yeah, his name was Robert Maxwell. I don't remember what his real name was, but he changed his name to Robert Maxwell. Became
Yeah.
like an international spy. Got bored of that. Then decided to like help this person, like this guy who was German, who was trying to publish his books, but needed them in English. But because he was German, like Germans weren't allowed to publish at the time that they were trying, or at least transfer goods, like transfer books across country lines, something like that. And so he helped his friend, but then he screwed this guy over. Basically, his whole life was just screwing other people over, which I can see why they call him the Trump of the UK. And and so, but then he ended up also unaliving himself by falling over his yacht naked. And when they found his body hours later, like there was no water in his lungs, or at least minimal water in his lungs, not enough to have been missing for hours. And his body looked pristine. It did not look bloated like you would know. Like he'd been gone for like I think 9-12 hours at that point. And like they did 3
In
autopsies
salt
on
water.
in salt water. in the
Yeah.
middle of the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess like the railing was tall enough. It's like you wouldn't be able to fall over easily.
Right.
And his cabin was locked from the inside, and they couldn't find the key to it at all. And so they had 3 autopsies for Robert, and basically they all had they could not agree. Like, one said he drowned, he just fell over and drowned. The other said he had a heart attack, then fell over. The other one said like he did not have a heart attack, but he might have been pushed or something like that. And so the family thinks that they, like, you know, he was, because he had wronged so many people, like he even like pissed off Israel, I think. So they think like Mossad came after him as well, which, okay. So basically, he pissed off a whole country, pissed off, like, he even owned the second biggest newspaper in the UK at the time. I want to say it's The Sun, something like that. But yeah, he owned that. And then, well, Ghislaine was his youngest of 9 children.
She was a baby.
Yeah, and so she was spoiled. Like, even his yacht was named Ghislaine and all that. And the reason, part of the reason why she was spoiled is because, like, her brother, when she was born, like around the time she was born, her brother was in a bad car accident and was in a coma. And so her family spent all this time, like, worrying about him, you know, understandably worrying about him, but not paying much attention to her, like the new baby of the family. And then, like, when she was a toddler, she just went up to them and like said, "I'm a person." And so then they, like, after that, they made up for it, and then just spoiled her rotten. Like, everyone said, like, "Oh, Ghislaine's his favorite child," and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which, the other 8 kids, ouch, like,
yeah,
that would suck. So I think that kind of gave her a I can do no wrong complex, where she would literally coerce, like, basically she, not really a honey trap, but basically when you're like a younger girl and you see this woman, you know, nice looking woman who is trying to convince you to do something that you're not necessarily comfortable doing, you're going to be more inclined to do it more than like a man, if a man asking you. So like she would outright help Jeffrey with his schemes and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And
even participate in a lot of it.
Right. Like, she would help the girls massage him, and she would also, like, she would be bare chested and all that, and it's just gross. But she did, like, disappeared. I forgot exactly when she disappeared, but then as soon as like the unaliving happened, she showed up. Like, a paparazzi managed to take a picture of her, like, in LA, I think. And like the only thing anyone knew about her was that she at one point had a mansion in Maine, I believe it was, and had sold that or something, but then no one knew where she was. Like, it was years ago. So I think she's currently still on trial for all that stuff, but I don't know what she thinks about, like, what happened with Jeffrey. I think maybe she had a hand in it, because it's like, well, we can't let him, so, you know, get all this stuff out to people. And so now I'm like, is something gonna happen to you? Like, if I were her, I'd be making fucking sure I had blackmail proof evidence or something.
Right.
Like, some sort of incentive for people not to kill you, you know?
Right.
Like, oh, if I happen to die in prison, then this information gets out, or whatever.
Right.
That sort of thing. That would be my plan.
Yeah.
If I was a disgusting person like they are.
Right.
But I was trying to see, that was like my main thing about like what I want to talk about, because it's like I had recently watched like 3 videos about it, about like their backstory, like her backstory.
Yeah, I'm disgusted by that whole thing. I watched the same ones. Are you talking about the Jay Aubrey ones?
Yeah, and so if anyone wants to see them, it's Jay Aubrey, Jaubrey, and he's like he's funny. And he, at the end, every time he talks about Jeffrey Epstein, he goes, "By the way, I did not kill myself." So
yeah,
he would like outright say, "By the way, if anything happens to me, I didn't commit suicide.
I did not do that." Yeah.
Yeah.
Having a husband that does what he does, and having, I don't want to pretend like I know things, but like I would tell him some of these things that I would hear in the documentary, and then he would be like, that would never fucking happen. Like, that would never fucking happen. Like, the way that the initial raid was carried out.
Like they even raid
When
his place in, was it Arizona? Like they have yet to
Yeah.
like go through his other house.
Right. Well, here's the thing. The initial one I think it's the New York. What is it? New York, the big mansion that looks like it's built into the wall or whatever. Like, it's built into this big long block.
Yeah,
Is that
and then
New
he
York?
had one in the Caribbean somewhere
Yes.
where they think there
The
might be
one I'm
tunnels, and he
talking
had like a
about,
weird temple. But
yes, the weird temple house. That one was also mishandled. However, the how that got mishandled was the first one blew my mind. The New York one, they didn't obtain the right fucking warrant to start with. They went in and all they could
left.
do was take pictures. They couldn't take anything because they
Mhm.
obtained the wrong warrant. What do you mean? They obtained the wrong warrant for Jeffrey fucking Epstein. Nobody in the fucking world with half a goddamn brain cell would have allowed that to happen. I'm sorry. You don't just obtain the wrong fucking warrant for Jeffrey fucking Epstein. That right there is red flag number 1 for me. You know what kind of fucking warrant you need if you're going in for somebody like that. You don't want to have to leave and
Yeah,
give
they had
that
to like
person time
leave,
to
and
come
so that
back.
gave, and they didn't come back for like I think a few days. So it's like they gave them
Yes.
plenty of time. Like they didn't leave anyone there to keep a watch on the house. Like
Right.
like
Because they
just
can't legally. Like, they legally can't keep someone from coming into the fucking house that
no, I
they
just mean
own.
like watching someone. Like if I was the
Right.
FBI and like granted, that means probably just means that someone high up in the FBI didn't want something to be found. But
Correct.
my thing would be like if they weren't down and dirty and it wasn't like it was just an incompetent mistake. My
Right.
thing, it's like, okay, well, we're gonna have two, 3 guys, 24 hours watching this house, taking note of who is coming in and out, not necessarily having to
Right.
stop them, but like on all the entrances that
But
they
at
know
least
of.
we would have evidence that things were coming in and out of the house.
Right.
Right.
And like
So,
video. It's like, have you never seen
correct.
Law and Order, CSI, all this bullshit?
That is the number 1 thing that I knew this shit was corrupt from the start. The threads in which the fucking evidence that this man had on people
Like the fact that he
was
was recording, like he recorded like the bedrooms of
absolutely,
Allah's
yeah.
houses.
Yeah, it was absolutely going to blow the entire fucking world up in a what am I trying to say? In a like a persona
Mm-hmm.
like way. Like, so many fucking people's lives, so many people would be exposed as creepers if this dude's shit got out. The fucking threads ran so fucking deep that this shit was fucked from the start. No way in hell was anyone gonna let their shit get out. And so everybody and anybody who had anything to fucking lose attached to this guy had a hand in all of his fucking downfall. That is, I will die on that fucking hill. And the one reason I knew that that's fucking true was when they fucking showed that the FBI somehow didn't obtain the right fucking warrant. That's not a thing. It's not a thing. You don't
Right.
do that. Not for someone that high fucking profile. You just don't do that. You just don't do that.
And then, like, when you have him on suicide watch, you have the guards just forget to check on him.
Yeah, that's
And,
another thing.
like, they forget to check on him. The cameras mysteriously don't work around the time that it happened. The most high profile prisoner that you have, if not, like, at least not in the country, then at least in the entire state of New York,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not even gonna make sure the shit works. And,
He should have
like,
never been in Gen Pop to start with.
well,
Period.
he just wasn't put with someone. He was put in with someone before, and then they moved him to another, another cell,
Right.
and like I said, didn't check on him, nothing. And then and like he gave no indication. Like I think that earlier that day he talked to his lawyer, and granted that like your lawyer or whatever can say whatever they want, But
Right.
you can't tell me, especially like this guy acted like he was going to get off scot-free. He was too high and mighty to get in trouble. So I don't think like someone as arrogant and prideful as Jeffrey Epstein, who probably thought nothing bad was he was going to probably get off with a slap on the wrist, would kill himself because he
No.
just thought he'd get away with it.
The
So I
mountain of fucking evidence he was about to throw down in order to secure his fucking release, or at minimum secure the comfiest fucking prison sentence anyone has ever fucking had in the nicest fucking prison he could possibly ever be in. Like fucking what's his nuts in like what the hell is his name in fucking Legends of Korra. That's what that motherfucker cell would have been like at the
yeah.
jailhouse. Okay? Like he'd have been living large at the jail. There's no way
Oh,
he was
Varric.
finna
Yeah.
go down for this. Yeah,
Yeah.
Varric. Like
Like
Varric's dear
basically
self.
Martha Stewart.
He'd have had a
Martha Stewart.
Julie. Yeah,
Mhm.
he'd have had a Julie. He'd have had everything up in there. There ain't no way that motherfucker killed himself. Also, the fact that they let him have an unfucking supervised and unrecorded call just before he mysteriously died. Are
Mhm.
you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Everything in a prison on a phone is fucking recorded. There is no such thing as not recording a fucking phone call in a prison. It's not a thing. It doesn't fucking happen. Like
Right. The only
this
thing that
shit
doesn't get
was
recorded
planned.
is the only thing that doesn't get recorded is the meetings with the lawyer. But they definitely
Correct.
would record, and that's why lawyers don't like outright talk to their. That's why lawyers always come in person to talk to them.
Correct.
It,
They don't call on
so
the phone because they are going to show up because they know that they can't record that. It's not a thing that phone calls aren't recorded. That's why lawyers fucking show up in person. Like it's good if you're making a goddamn phone call as an inmate, it's recorded. Period. End of story. And it's usually time limited at that.
right,
Everything is fucking monitored. Even in the lowest security prisons, that is the thing. This guy should have never been out of ear or eye shot of anyone ever for any fucking reason
right,
because of all the dirt he fucking had on people. He should have never been in a regular fucking jail ever. Period. He should have been somewhere sealed in like one of them prisons nobody even fucking knows about under the goddamn Area 51 or some shit. He should have been locked the fuck away and treated like a fucking live nuclear bomb is what he should have been treated like.
right.
Because that's what he essentially fucking was a fucking nuclear bomb. And instead,
Exactly.
someone killed his ass because they wanted it. Everybody had everyone of some fucking high up esteem. There's motherfuckers everywhere that wanted that man dead. Everywhere. Everywhere.
Right.
In
And it's
every
like
fucking stretch of the world that
and
wanted that goddamn man dead.
and also if you're like the person that wants to make it seem like he killed himself and make it like more believable, you would have done it after he would have gotten sentencing. Like if whatever his
Correct.
sentencing was, because they didn't even get to sentencing yet. So I could
Nope.
see like so if he killed himself after maybe getting like a life sentence, no
Or death
parole, whatever, 20
penalty.
years, death penalty, whatever, if New York has that. But
And
like
was
if
never
he
able to share like they said nope, we don't want to hear it, was never able to like out people, and his plan went to shit. I could see that, but he never even got that fucking far.
right. Like it's like you would have made it more believable if he did it
Right.
after the court hearings. But like you said, then they wouldn't want all this evidence, all him, him basically telling his truth, whatever,
Right.
or whatever fucked up twisted sense that is, uh, out for everyone to hear. And so it's like y'all fucked up. Y'all
I
fucked up
think
on this
that
one.
I think he had, like I said, had so much shit on people that in every fucking country, I would venture to say in most fucking countries that have a monarchy, that have a hierarchy of government, celebrities, things like that, they were probably all fucked. Like the big ones
Yeah,
were probably all fucked.
Prince
Prince
Andrew, like outright
Andrew
admitted like multiple times that he
outright
was up
admitted
for everything's playing.
he knew his ass was finna get hung for that shit. Like he knew it. Fucking Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Fucking Bill Gates.
Bill
Fucking
Clinton,
creepy
Trump, all of
asshole
them.
man. All of them. Every goddamn last one of them. Disgusting. Abso-fucking-lutely disgusting. Somebody with the means and ways to get it done got it done and killed his ass and saved the asses of probably thousands upon thousands of creepy ass fuckers' reputations in the meantime. And that person will probably always, whoever that person is, will probably always be like protected from now on because they took out the ultimate fucking threat to everyone's fucking reputation that has anything to lose from having a bad reputation.
Right.
That is what it is. That, and if you think he killed himself, I encourage you to go watch the fucking documentaries from Jay Aubrey. They are so in depth and he does such a good job and he presents the facts and it's not speculation. He just gives you the fucking facts as it is. Just go watch it because I didn't really have a dog in this fight for the Jeffrey Epstein thing. I was just curious more than anything. I knew he was a creep. I pretty much figured he probably, because of what he did, that he probably didn't kill himself, but I had no idea how fucking deep this shit ran and how fucking smart this guy was and how much dirt he kept on folks. This man was disgusting at the worst fucking sense of the word, but he was smart. Okay? That motherfucker
Right.
was smart.
Like all the
There's no
blackmail
way
that
in
he had.
no way in hell that motherfucker was going down of his own hand. Ain't no goddamn way. Ain't no way. I'm sorry. Not before he blew up the whole motherfucking world first. Mm-mm. No, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. But that's all I have to say on that.
That's all I have to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that. Do you have anything else to add? Any other conspiracy theories you would like to speculate upon?
I guess these two are kind of related, but it's one that like kind of popped in my head.
Yeah.
So the whole Jewish space lasers and
what?
Yeah. And the whole like remember the big fire in Maui in Hawaii that happened last year?
Possibly.
Yeah, they were like damn it, like billions of dollars in damage on Maui.
Yes. Now I remember, yes.
I remember there was a conspiracy theory that certain houses were saved because they were owned by celebrities because they had blue roofs, and that was like the signal to not touch that house. So like celebrity houses were, it's like also, okay, I don't remember how the fire started. I don't know if it started like more towards like the flat area of Maui. I probably should look it up, but more so the flat area or in the mountains somewhere.
Here,
but
I'll look it up while you're talking.
Yeah, so it's like if it happened more towards like the town where it's like more flat, like on the beach. Sorry, that was like a really loud semi. Then it's like, okay, well, if a celebrity's house is going to be more in the mountains, more hidden, farther away from the source. But I remember
was this in 2023?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I found it.
But
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So, I'm trying to like, it was like Marjorie Taylor Greene that talked about, and she's a nut and a half. Like she talked about, and if you don't know who Marjorie Taylor Greene, you know, good.
I know
I'm
very,
sorry.
very little. I really
no, I'm
don't.
I'm talking to the audience. Like if if people don't know who she is, then be grateful. And I'm sorry, I'm about to ruin your life. But she's an American congresswoman. She's racist, anti-Semitic, anti-LGBT, just anti everything fun. She's just a terrible person. So she trying to look up what it says is that I think, okay, so she started this Jewish space laser thing like in 2018, and like I think that's when all these fires were happening, and so like all the like forest fires in like California, stuff like that, which she said was Jewish space lasers were causing it. And it made me think of the whole Maui thing, the whole
Blue
roofs,
roof thing.
the roof thing. So like I found this Reuters article. It said house that survived Maui wildfires not owned by celebrities. And so it said the claim ties into an online conspiracy theory that the fires were intentionally started using a directed energy weapon, such as lasers, that these attacks don't burn objects of a specific color. Online posts then claimed that celebrities had painted their Hawaii properties blue to spare them from damage. They started on August 8th on Maui, leaving the historical resort town of Lahaina, in ruins. Following the fires, following the fires, multiple news outlets reported on a survival of a miracle house. Oh, I see. I thought it was multiple houses. I thought it was like all these houses that happen to have blue roofs.
So just one house?
But it's just one house. It's like if it was like, say, 3 or more houses that were like surrounded by the fire and weren't touched, I would understand. Yeah. But one house. It said a post on social media said in part, Oprah. Yeah, I remember Oprah was a big talking point for all these. Oprah and multiple other celebrities upgraded their roofs only months before the Maui fires. Then the accompanying photo shows a white house with a red roof, seemingly unscathed, while surrounding houses were burned to the ground by the Maui blaze. So I thought it was blue. Although the roof in question was not the Although the roof in question was not the blue usually related to claims of DEW use, some user replies to the post suggested that it had been changed to avoid the lasers. So the aerial photo of the red roofed house can be seen on Getty Images, credited to AFP. I don't know what that is. And described as showing the aftermath of the Maui wildfires. So
I'm so sorry.
Basically, it's just so stupid.
Okay, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to recap for me because brain is very slow. You're saying that the blue Jew space lasers is something that Marjorie Taylor Greene made up?
Well, it said, okay, so let me this is from the American Jewish University. It said in 2018, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene took to social media to share her suspicions that the California wildfires were started by space solar generators, which were funded by powerful, mysterious backers. Instantly, thousands of people rallied around her, blaming the fires on Jewish space lasers, ultimately the Rothschild family, which is like some rich family. I think they're Jewish, but rich family that they think everyone controls everything. So yeah. Basically it's just an anti-Semitic way of saying the Jews caused everything bad, that sort of thing.
Jesus fucking, and this woman is in government.
Yeah, and she literally mentioned this again. I guess this is on the Washington Post. And then she always to be fair, she did call the gazpacho, the gazpacho police.
That's the gazpacho lady?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's fun right there. I don't care who you are. So hold on. I'm just that hurts. That hurts. It's giving me a Waterboy mom headache. This woman is in actively a part of the US government. She's a congresswoman.
Yeah.
Right now. And
keeps getting reelected. I think she's still is. She's had a few terms now.
Psychiatric evaluation. That should a psychiatric evaluation not be?
It's her and Lauren Boebert, and they both Lauren Boebert's husband got in trouble for exposing himself to I think minors at a bowling alley. And then she was caught, doing little something at a play or a movie in a theater, and it was on camera. What? Yep. Reaching into the pants of the gentleman she was with. I don't remember if that was her husband or someone else, but
appropriate.
Yeah, and then Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think her husband left her, which tracks. Like I said, this is all me coming off of memory, so if I'm wrong, I'm not important anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, this is my new rabbit hole to go down, I guess.
You should watch. I know you don't like him as much as Jen, but you should watch James's on Funny Fridays. You should watch his videos on he did one of Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Like he did, I think he did Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert like a versus, like which one's more crazy, and then type of thing. And he's like a wrestling fan, so I think Jordan would probably like it. Like he talks about wrestling, but he's like, so he kind of like does like that, like, and then in this corner, but. So I love Fundy Fridays. She's great.
Yeah,
and so I like her.
We're Jennanites.
Yep,
we're
Jennanites.
Funday Fridays.
The Reverend Jen and King James.
Yep, Reverend Jen and King James.
Yeah. So let me see. Basically, here are a few of Marjorie Taylor Greene's views. So she is like the ultimate conspiracy theorist, right? Like QAnon to the core.
Damn.
She said. So this is from New York Magazine. It said, Greene's views are just a bit more controversial. They include, but are by no means limited to the following. The QAnon conspiracy theory, which holds that Donald Trump is secretly fighting a worldwide child sex slavery ring that was supposed to culminate in the mass arrest of his political opposition, is worth listening to. She said Muslims don't belong in government. 9/11 was an inside job. Shootings at Parkland, Sandy Hook, and Las Vegas were staged. Oh yeah, she's gotten into fights, like social media fights, with the students, especially one, David Hogue, saying that they were paid actors, that the shootings at their school happen, and that they are actors, paid actors.
Fucking stop!
Crisis
can't.
Actors. Yeah,
I cannot with that shit.
And then she said, Zionist supremacists are secretly masterminding Muslim immigration to Europe in a scheme to outbreed white people. Leading Democratic officials should be executed. And I think she also was one of the congresspeople that either her, Lauren Boebert, or both, like, gave tours to people before the January 6th insurrection on the Capitol. Like, so, little sus, little sus. But yeah, she said the most recent view to be on Earth comes, like, she just over 2 years ago. This was written 2020, 2021, something like that. Greene suggested in a Facebook post that wildfires in California were not natural. Yes, whoever heard of a giant state filled with state and national parks having wildfires? Not me. Forests don't just catch fire, Rather, the blazes have been started by PG&E in conjunction with the Rothschilds using a space laser in order to clear room for a high-speed rail project. Yep.
What do we have against high-speed rail? What? Why is that bad?
I don't know. I see, like, conservatives, like, really hate the idea of it. I don't know why. Like, I've seen,
because
like, more and more posts about it.
Make fast travel accessible to more people.
I think it's because, like, the places that tend to have it tend to be, in their point of view, communists, which they're not. But so
I mean, that doesn't make high-speed rails communist.
It's not, but that's their logic, right? That's their logic. Damn. So I don't really know why. Like, I mean,
can we reset this fucking simulation, please?
Hold on. Trains are, like, everywhere in, like, Europe, Japan, China. Like, trains are everywhere else, and yet we have such laws that prevent passenger trains. Like, they have to yield to freight trains because capitalism, and like, I remember, like, when Scott and I took the Amtrak from Carbondale to New Orleans, I think it took like 12 hours, which in driving would take 8, but when you have to stop at every single fucking town, and, like, they have to like stop and let freight trains go by, like, first, like, if there's only one rail, then you have to, like, it's ridiculous. So I personally don't know why. Like, I just see more and more posts about the high-speed rail system and how, like, if we had one from here to here, like, it would take a little bit more time than, like, a plane, but it's just, but
be cost a lot cheaper, I'm sure.
Cost significantly less. But yeah. So that's the whole. That's all that. Was there any other conspiracy theories you want to talk about?
No, I just have to make a comment, and it's probably against my better judgment, but my brain's broken. Okay. Judge me if you will. nobody likes me and my political views because they don't really pick a side ever on anything. I kind of pick and choose all of it and some of it and leave what I don't like. We've discussed this. You know this. But I feel like if you have to have a background check and all of that good jazz to own a firearm, shouldn't you also, like, shouldn't we maybe include, sorry, my thing's moving around. Should we maybe not include a psychological evaluation for people who are making the fucking laws in our country?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if you have to be psychologically sound to be able to be in possession of a firearm, and certain psychological conditions will disqualify you from being able to have one, which
Not
I'm
always, though.
not in disagreement with,
Not
not
always,
in
though.
disagreement with.
Because there's a lot of
Not
crazy
always.
people. Yeah.
Correct. But there's also lots of ways for people to get guns that aren't legal, so there's also that. However, I just feel like you probably should be needing a fucking psychological evaluation if you're going to be making and influencing the goddamn laws that govern millions and fucking millions of people. Because then if not, you get a fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Mm-hmm.
Who thinks space lasers are starting wildfires in a conspiracy theory to build a communist train.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that goddamn sentence for just a second.
Right.
A space laser built by the Jews, who must have a vested interest in communism.
Like I'm not saying like they're saying like high speed rail systems are communist. It's just because they tend to they equate socialism and social democracy with communism. They're like, well, those communist countries have them, so that means we shouldn't, because freedom, eagle noise, rah. So it's just.
But like, even having, I don't know, I'm a very two things can be true at the same time person. Like, and even I can't wrap my head around where any of that makes any kind of goddamn sense. Like, I will probably go harder than I should trying to defend someone's right to even have a dumb opinion, because that's what my husband does as someone in the military. He's in the military to defend the Constitution of the United States, even if he doesn't agree with some of the people who agree with it or don't. Like, you're entitled to your opinion, even if it's dumb, but like, that's dangerous. That's a dangerous thing, because we've seen what happens when people's unhingedness and delusion can rally a fucking backing behind them. You
Mm-hmm.
get January 6th, right?
Right.
Like, sometimes it's fucking dangerous. Like, people actually believe this bitch, obviously, because she's
Mm-hmm.
still being elected. That means enough people are electing her, still knowing the shit that comes out of her mouth, either because they couldn't care to pay attention or they fucking believe her. Like,
Right.
that's
Or
goddamn scary.
it's more the fact of she has an R after her name. That's it.
Right. Like, I've got news for you. Even as a gun owning military spouse who believes that most people should have the right to own a firearm, don't vote based on the letter or party someone's affiliated with. I don't. You either make sense to me as a candidate and I can back what you're about, or you don't. And I don't care what's behind what party you're fucking with. As a matter of fact, I'd prefer you not be with either of the two big ones. That's just how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know. It's just, it hurts. It really it's a waterboy headache moment. It really is. Like, the level of absolute fucking insanity that is allowed to just run rampant through our political system is astonishing and fucking embarrassing on all sides of the fucking aisle. Like, not just one or the other. Like, on all sides of the fucking aisle. It's astonishing and fucking embarrassing. And we've got to figure it out. Because it's getting difficult as a fucking American to defend some of the shit that I am fucking witnessing. Like, I'm about to start telling people it really ain't that great. The grass really ain't much greener over here. Stay where the fuck you are. Like,
Right.
just stay where the fuck you are. You don't want to come over here right now. Shit's a mess. Like, it's a mess over here.
Yeah, I remember I was in Spain in 2016, like when all this, shit show started. I was in Spain. It was the summer before the election, like the summer of the election. And I remember I think I was in Spain when like Trump was elected was the primary. I think that's when that happened. It was like the same time that Brexit was also voted on. So wild times to be in Europe at the time. But it got to the point where Scott and I, like, we wouldn't really necessarily be like ashamed. Like, if someone like legitimately asked us like where we were from, we wouldn't lie, but we wouldn't also give it up, right?
Yeah.
At least I personally, it's like
walking around with America on our shirts.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, because granted, we were even there on 4th of July, and like granted, I'm not saying like the people like the other Americans that were, that they shouldn't have to do this. They were all dressed up in like, American flag garb, and it was cute and it was fun, and like I said, not disparaging on them. Like, they're the fact, like they're progressive enough that they traveled to another country. A lot of conservatives don't like doing that. Because America the best. America has everything I need. I don't need to see the world. Every other country is a third world country. And so, but like, it wasn't to the point, because I know that some Americans will lie and say they're from Canada because, we can pass off as Canadians. Just praise the public healthcare system. Yeah, praise the public healthcare system. Talk about the cold and maple syrup, and there you go, you're Canadian. And sorry, Canada. I'm not trying to stereotype y'all. But I did. It's you guys are apologetic anyway. You guys are fine. You guys are very forgiving. You say sorry.
We're sorry.
Sorry.
At the same time.
About sorry about that. Now that I've been canceled by Canada. But yeah, like we wouldn't go so far as to pretend we were Canadian, but we would also wouldn't necessarily offer up, like, unless someone asked. Like, me personally, I wouldn't exactly offer up that I was from the US, especially when our country literally just like voted in Donald Trump as the Republican nominee.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not, don't get me wrong, like, Hillary was voted as the Democratic nominee, and I wasn't her biggest fan either. Like, I don't know why people think like, oh, well, if you didn't like Trump, you must have loved Hillary. No. It was like, turd soup or shit sandwich, okay?
Right.
Like,
exactly.
I don't tell you.
That's
the
how
shit sandwich was just easier to eat. I don't tell you.
The lesser of two evils.
Exactly. And like, and I don't really believe a whole lot of conspiracy theories about Hillary Clinton, because there's a lot about her too. But I'm not saying she's squeaky clean. I'm not saying she's pure evil. I'm saying with Donald Trump, I'm not saying he's pure evil. I'm not saying, whatever. Like, he's just an idiot who is able to be charismatic enough. Like, and when people call him like the Antichrist, I'm like, okay, he's able to convince a lot of stupid people to back him, but he's not charismatic enough to be the Antichrist. The Antichrist is supposed to be charismatic, okay?
Yeah, he's supposed to be lovable.
He's supposed to be lovable. He's supposed to be liked by everybody. More than half the country, the majority of the votes did not vote for him on either election. So obviously he sucks at that. But we live in a country where the population, or the majority, does not matter. If you live on a plot of land that is 300 acres, your vote matters more than if you live in a city. But that's neither here nor there. But I was trying to find something else about that, but my thing's not loading. So I guess that's my whole rant / deep dive. Well, not really deep dive. I'm not really good at specifics, but into conspiracy theories regarding mainly Marjorie Taylor Greene and Jeffrey Epstein. Did you have anything else to bring up? Because we're already in an hour.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's probably plenty for now. I would like to reset the simulation, though.
Yeah.
If we could get a hold of the programmers, please.
Yeah, can I get out of the Matrix? Oh, no, I can't say that, because then I'd be part of the Red Pill community. No, never mind. No, thank you. I don't want to be part of Andrew Tate and bullshit.
Oh my God, he's just as fucking. We could talk hours about that stupid motherfucker too.
I've watched hours of videos about him, and he's
I couldn't even finish Swoop's documentary on him, and I love Swoop. It's got nothing to do with her. It's just I couldn't stand to listen to him speak
Yeah,
anymore.
he's one
Just
of those
couldn't.
people. Yeah, he's one of those people. It's like I have to like pause. I get secondhand embarrassment listening to him talk,
Yes,
and
for
it's kind of
sure.
like the whole cult mentality. It's like the whole would I be susceptible enough to fall for a cult? Like would I ever be broken enough to fall for a cult? And like mentally unstable, either mentally unstable, like in a dark place, like people that join cults or just looking for meaning, looking for something, looking for attachment, love, whatever, and cults can give that. And so I find that like with Andrew Tate, it's like the fact that he appeals to young boys basically who see women as nothing more than objects, than and like bitches to be one. Like he for someone who claims that he wants to be in a relationship, wants a woman, and how to win over a woman, he seems to really hate women. So that's just what's baffling to me. It's like all these like super macho alpha guy, which alpha males are not a thing. Sorry, like I love that one joke where it's like I can tell like. I love this whole thing about alpha males because alpha, like when you're alpha in terms of being a programming, means that's when it's the most broken and needs to be worked on, has the most bugs. So if you call yourself an alpha male, you are broken. But so, yep, that's it. That's all I have to say about Andrew Tate. I guess we could always talk about him some other time. He's not related to
Yeah.
neurodivergency, but neither is conspiracy theories. So we kind of just go off topic a little bit, go off
Yep.
off the chain,
That's okay.
off the
That's
reservation.
okay. We can definitely just that's something else I want to do a little more this year is just like get our yawn counter too. It's past 8 o'clock. This is what's gonna happen now. I kind of want to go a little bit away from like, hey, this is neurodivergent things and let's learn about them. I don't want to completely stop doing that because I enjoy learning about those things, but I kind of want it to be like our
Here's our
take as
thoughts.
our
Yeah.
thoughts as neurodivergent women on this matter. So like I would like to do maybe a two-part politics one because I feel like that one would need 2 episodes. I would like to do like the healthcare system one because I have a lot of fucking thoughts. They're probably all conjecture and all like
Personal
fantasy land
experience.
things and
Mm-hmm.
personal experience. Like I would like to talk about like why is it such a big deal, like what are the pros and cons of what am I trying to say, public health care or like government funded healthcare. Like why is it such a big deal? Why would it be a problem? Why would it be a good thing? Like what are our thoughts on it? Because I don't want like I feel like this is the year where it's like as autistic women we don't 100% like
Fit
spend
in the
every waking
box.
moment talking about autism. You know what I mean? Like
And
this is
also
just
like
too. Go ahead.
yeah. Sorry, I was like we don't exactly just fit in a single box where we have
Right.
a like that's all we want to talk about is um like oh look, I'm autistic, I have ADHD, and that's my entire personality. I have no thoughts or opinions on anything else.
On anything else, yeah. So it's gonna be, like, subject matter based, but not necessarily neurodivergent subject matter based, if that makes sense. It's gonna be neurodivergent's take on XYZ. So,
Right.
this was just kind of a good way to start into that. So, this was fun. God damn it, a 3rd one already? We better hit the Jeremy, so because I gotta read.
The
So
Jeremy Von Jeremy.
Jeremy Von Jeremy. Better hit Jeremy Von Jeremy now. If you're sticking around for Jeremy, you get to hear the hair story. If you're not, thank you. Everything will be in the show notes as usual. Please pop over to our page. Oh, go away, yawn counter. I forgot they don't go away by themselves. Go away, yawn counter. If not, please check out the show notes. Everything will be linked. Go check you out some merch. It's not just basic logo on a tee shit. I actually spent some time making designs. Amanda helped me come up with things and we put things out. It's t-shirts we would actually want to wear. There will always be more to come. As I think of them, there will be no set schedule. It's just as I think of a cool idea, slap it up there. I believe they were still having a sale, even though our launch sale's over, but they were having a sale on there yesterday when I looked. God damn it, a 4th one? 4. I'm not putting it up.
Here, I'll put it up.
So,
There we go.
merch. There you go. Merch, Patreon. Go jump in. If you want to jump in at the inclined tier, that is the first tier at $3 a month. You get our back episodes that are set to gameplay before we were recording videos. So Amanda spent a lot of time taking gameplay videos from different games and attaching that to our audio and putting it up over there. There is did you get the preview uploaded to
No,
YouTube?
I
One?
set it to, I was actually working on that, but then I'm like, oh shit, I have
Okay.
to edit this thing. So I'm going to schedule it for tomorrow at like, I think 10 a.m. To
Okay.
post. The
So by
problem
the
is
time
that,
this airs.
yeah, basically tomorrow being May 10th. I'm think I'm gonna like have it as a pinned post. But the problem is that I was trying to share it directly from Patreon, but Patreon for some reason puts this weird like bright ass green background as the thumbnail. And so
Weird.
and I was like, I was hoping because that would link it to the Patreon directly, like the video and everything, the post. But it's just like I tried Googling it, and that's partly why I was late, because I was like trying to fix this. And so I'm just going to share it from Facebook directly. Basically, it's just like I think it was like a trailer. It's basically just the first episode, like our first episode audio with gameplay, and it's kind of like a preview / trailer for the rest of the playlist, which you would get if you subscribed to our Patreon, the $3 a month tier.
Yep.
So yeah.
And then everything else fun is at the $5 a month tier. All of the compiled audio for Jeremy, the premium ebook that you get to look at all of the Jeremy story subtitles, and I put them in a beautiful little ebook and put it up there. What else am I missing? Mad Libs audio compiled is over there. Lots of cool things. And if you want to do the fellowship, you guys get a monthly live chat with us and everything else that we've already talked about. So go check it out. All right, let's hit the Jeremy. And we're back.
We're back.
All right.
Not me brushing my hair in the middle of that.
Speaking of hair, y'all ready to see this?
Y'all ready to this?
So, it was super bright green before. I'm changing it over to like a robin's egg blue, but this is the in-between stage of that. I had to take the green out, and then I had to put some more lightener on it because it was still quite orange. And if you guys aren't super familiar with color theory, orange and blue cancel each other. So it wouldn't have really worked out if my hair was orangey.
Brown, like a really ugly brown, probably.
Yeah, it would have not turned out right. So I needed to lift the orange out a little more, and we have this beautiful buttercream yellow going on here. To like almost pretty much white. You would call this basically a level 10. I mean, I have a little bit of level 9 towards my roots here, but we're basically a level 10 almost very, everywhere.
We talked about it a lot. It's very Trumpy right now. Just
Thanks.
It needs more. Yeah, you're well. It needs more of a comb over.
Yeah,
and you're too pale. You don't have the fake orange spray tan to go with it.
I don't. Yeah, but the reason why the towel's on my head is because this pale buttercream yellow is not my look. Oh, okay, my microphone fucked off again. This. Hold on. Let me do one more spin-a-rooney here.
You spin me right round, baby,
round, right round, like a record, baby, right round. Sorry. So yeah, this is the in between. So tomorrow,
what you're working with?
Yeah, tomorrow it will be robin's egg blue, and maybe with a little hint where it's a little more yellow, a little hinty of a teal, possibly, because blue and yellow make green, which is okay. I'm okay with a little bit of a teal going on. I just didn't want mud for hair.
So. I would love, like, one of my dream colors to have is, and I told you this before, is the Sailor Neptune hair color. Like, I don't know if I would do full head of hair, but I would probably do like how I had like those purple streaks. But like she has like that deep teal hair color.
God, girl, let's do it.
Color. Yeah, it's like,
let's do it.
I just don't know how it would look with red hair. Looking at a Christmas tree.
We would have to take your red out.
Yeah.
We could start toning your red down.
Yeah, because like remember like when I purposely had the blue or sorry the purple streak start behind my ear, so when it grew out, you wouldn't tell for a couple months. So I remember liking that.
Yeah, we can tone you. We can start to take you to like it would be more of like a mushroomy color for a little while, but we can start getting that red out. It'd
Sounds like
be
a plan.
pretty if you want
Well,
to transition away from red.
that I
'Cause red
do.
and green
Well,
cancel each other.
my computer's telling me, "Hey, you're low battery. You have half an hour left." So I guess we should get started on reading the Jeremy.
Yeah, let's go. Oh,
Little
fuck it.
tuft, little alfalfa hair right there. Or actually, it's like Superman. He has a little curl at the front.
So yeah, that's why I have a towel on my head because I can't put any product in it. I couldn't do my hair, so because if I do, then my direct dye won't stick to it. So let me just fix this real quick and then I'll read. Sorry.
Okay.
So I couldn't even use conditioner because conditioner blocks it too. So you want to
I
have
hope this.
zero things
I
on
hope
your
this
head
is
for
edited.
direct
I hope
dye.
this is edited okay. Like I said, I kind of rushed the last page because I'm like shit.
As long as it makes fucking coherent sense with my brain not working, I'm good with it. Okie dokie, guys. Let me yawn one more fucking time. Ah,
One time for good
yawned what,
measure.
five?
Yep.
5? Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's go. So
Wee.
I'm gonna
5.
get we're gonna get deeper into the story here. Here we are. Previously on the Chronicles of Jeremy. With the help of Jeremy's psychic portal powers and Finnegan's cavernous stomach, Velvet made her way through the first trials of the Rite of Valor with ease, even with Vaughn trying to sabotage her every step of the way. Unbeknownst to her, the Liberators, a group of pirates hired by her brother, had detained her friends. Being the honorable group they are, the Liberators were suspicious of Vaughn from the beginning. After discovering their long lost comrade Finnegan was amongst the group they were paid to kidnap, they took matters into their own hands and abandoned their dishonorable mission. Meanwhile, thousands of spectators silently watched in horror as Velvet's third trial ended in tragedy. The Duchess and Jeremy had plummeted to the ground from a height that could only result in death. Have we lost our star-crossed lovers? Has this been Vaughn's plan all along? Is this the end of the Fellowship's story? Find out on this week's episode of The Chronicles of Jeremy. Okay, here we go. Now that I've made a complete ass of myself, off we are. Off we go. It's about to get serious. So everybody hang on. This is going to be a whole ass serious thing here. Here we go. Queen Violet heard a crash from her chambers where her son kept her in prison during the Rite of Valor. He couldn't risk interference from anyone, including his own mother. Shortly after Finnegan portaled in to get Velvet from the garden where she and her mother were having breakfast, Vaughn's men came and detained Queen Violet. While everyone was occupied, she escaped through an unlocked window and climbed down the trellis. Her chambers were I'm sorry, I can't hold the yawn. Oh no! The yawn attack has started. Let's try again. While everyone was occupied, she escaped through an unlocked window and climbed down the trellis. Her chambers were on the palace's second floor, so Vaughn's guards hadn't bothered to secure it. Amateur move. The queen was a member of the Glamour Guild in her prime, after all, and unafraid of a challenge. Very much like mother like daughter in that one, huh?
Mm-hmm.
On the ground, she ran as fast as she could back to the arena. As she got closer, she noticed how deathly silent it was. She expected there to be some kind of noise from the crowd, good or bad, but all she could hear was her heartbeat pulsating in her ears as she ascended the seemingly endless stairs up to the royal box. She looked out onto the arena, and when she saw the rubble, she understood why it was so quiet. Her heart sank as she realized that her daughter was in danger. Taking her eyes off the grisly scene, she approached her son, who was too enamored with admiring his dirty work to notice her. She saw the gloating smile on his face as he gazed upon the crushing debris that lay atop his sister. "What have you done?" Queen Violet accused in absolute horror. "What was necessary?" Vaughn boasted in a cold, unattached tone. "Necessary? Vaughn, swear to me that this instant that your sister isn't beneath that destruction," she pleaded. Vaughn deigned to turn towards his mother, and with a glacial look that chilled Queen Violet to the bone, he replied, "Hold on, sorry." burp. I'm sorry. You're like burp. God damn it.
He would burp in his mother's face after killing his
Would.
sister.
God damn it. Okay. Okay. This was her choice, remember? You vehemently endorsed, if you recall. One, you vehemently endorsed, if you recall. You both knew this would end. This could end in. God damn it! We're gonna start over.
Do you want me to read?
No, it's fine. I can do this. God damn it! I can do it. This was her choice. Remember, one you vehemently endorsed, if you recall. You both knew this could end in death, and yet you allowed this ridiculous sham of a right to take place. So I suppose I should ask, what have you done, Mother? Sickened by her son's response, Queen Velvet screamed, "Has your hate blinded you so much that you see nothing wrong in your actions you've committed on your own flesh and blood? You disgraced this family's name and this kingdom, and your—" Queen Violet was interrupted by Vaughn violently sending his chair crashing into the wall behind him as he stood up and bellowed, "My father is dead!" Queen Violet stared at her son in shocked silence. Vaughn continued, "He let his guilt overcome him, and in so doing failed his family, failed his kingdom, failed me. This right is a mockery of the justice system, and I will no longer allow it to continue. I did what I had to do to make the people see that this is not some silly game to be enjoyed and celebrated. No person, royal or not, should be allowed to commute the sentence of a criminal. And everyone will agree with me. You'll see. Their beloved Duchess is dead. And for what? Love? And as for father, I care not for the approval of a man long deceased, especially not one who failed to lead so miserably as he did." Queen Violet had heard enough of her son's vitriol. So consumed by the hatred of his father, he had committed the most heinous of crimes. It was time to end his tyranny, of which I spelled terribly wrong now that I see how it's actually spelled. I knew that it was spelled that way, but I could not recall how to spell it. Lord Jesus. Okay. "You speak of leadership as if you're familiar with it," Queen Violet proclaimed. "I am the queen, a fact you fail to remember. What you have done in your twisted sense of governance is a slap in the face to all who have come before you. You want the right of valor to end? So be it. You shall be the first one tried without its safety net. Guards, take him away." As her youngest lay beneath a mountain of ruins, Queen Violet watched as her eldest was arrested and frog marched into the dungeons where he would live out the rest of his days. Her only son spat and cursed her with every fiber of his being until he was red in the face. Broken, she collapsed to the floor in a heap and cried. Freya, on her way to meet the rest of the liberators, had overheard the conversation between Queen Violet and Vaughn, and was waiting for the right moment to approach the queen. Once Vaughn was out of sight, Freya climbed the stairs to the royal box and found the devastated queen crumpled on the floor, wailing and unaware of Freya's presence. She knelt down beside the queen to console her and sweetly said, "My queen, lift your head. All is not lost." Queen Violet raised her head to look at Freya with tears blurring her vision. Spotting figures behind her, she took a moment to wipe her eyes and assure herself that they weren't playing tricks on her. Shaking her head clear, mouth agape, she realized right in front of her stood Velvet and Jeremy. To be continued.
To be continued.
To be continued. How you like them apples, bitch? They ain't dead. But
and
how?
Hopefully next time we'll find out why or how.
You will. Next week, we will find out how. How aren't they dead when everyone watched them both die?
Like a whole crowd of people.
Like a whole ass crowd of people. Watched them die. And we're going to figure out how they didn't die on the next week's episode of The Chronicles of Jeremy.
Because I don't know.
Even you don't know. That's right, bitch. I forgot. You was totally in suspense now.
Yeah, I basically just, like I said, I just edit the stuff, add my own little, I add a few sentences here and there, and
yep.
And like I said, I don't find out until she's done.
I write it and she refines it. That's how we do. So, find out next week how they survived. And it's going to be pretty interesting. I already know exactly. Oh, shit. You scared me. That is scary because it's so abrupt.
I know you did it one time, like over me, and I'm like, Jesus.
Jesus Christ. Because I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it scary. Because it like flashes really fast. So like, oh shit. Anyway, god damn it, Tenzin. You done threw me off my game. It's so stupid. I had to do it too now. Anyway, that's it.
That's all we got.
That's all I got. Yep. Well, time to make the going home noises.
Time to do the old Midwest goodbye.
Yep. Have a good time.
It's like the opposite of an Irish goodbye, where we stand at the door and talk for hours after plans officially ended.
Yep. Tell your mom I said hi.
Tell your folks I says hi. Watch for deer.
Yep. Watch for deer. Let me know when you get home. Tell your sister I'll call her next week.
I'll see you at the bar on Friday.
Yep. See you Friday at the bar. Oh, hey, yeah, don't forget that. Don't bring me that $20 I said. Yeah, don't forget. I'll bring it to you. Sure. Okay, bye. Yeah, bye. Bye. Oh, shit. My mic keeps going like this. Look. Look. It just go. Like, it barely turns itself, and then it'll just go, bam. Broken.
It's like a half my brain.
I know, it's just like, goodbye.
Yeah. It got flaccid.
My titty turned it off.
That's the opposite of what happened to what I'm talking about.
Right.
Your titties may have gone flaccid. That's usually the opposite effect.
I know. Maybe I don't like titties. That's okay. I don't have to like titties. Okay.
Not
everybody like titties. That's a lie. Everybody like titties. Even gay people like titties.
I mean, look at drag queens. They stuff those bras.
Yeah. I've met a number of gay men who absolutely love boobs. So, not that they like need them to be sexually fulfilled, but they love boobs. So,
well,
I think it's just burnt into our brains at birth, because that's what gives us life. You know,
it's also
it's like
so this is today's tangent, talking about gay men liking boobs.
All right, I gotta go. I have to eat some chicken.
I'm gonna get some popcorn, and my computer's dying, and my internet. Okay.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, bye.